Welcome to the ultimate guide on all the spirits in Dandadan. I've done extensive research to break down every single one of the 8 spirits in Dandadan so far. In this video, you'll find all the information you need, from their origins to their unique abilities. Plus, there are details that even die-hard fans might have missed. Stick around, and I guarantee you'll discover something new about Dandadan. Now, sit back, relax, and let's go through it all. 1. Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny is a prominent yokai in Dandadan, initially acting as the main antagonist during the Turbo Granny arc, but later transitioning into a key supporting character. She originally resided in a tunnel in Shono City before her powers were sealed in Okaran and her consciousness trapped in a Maneki Neko doll. In exchange for helping Okaran retrieve his Kintama, Turbo Granny struck a deal with Momo Ayase. Her personality is cruel, vulgar, and prideful, especially regarding her extraordinary speed, which reaches up to 100 km per hour. Despite her abrasive attitude, she has a compassionate side, often comforting the spirits of girls who died tragically, which led to her fusion with the Earthbound spirit crab of Shono City. As a yokai, Turbo Granny boasts impressive powers, including materialization, possession, and the ability to curse others by taking their reproductive organs. She can control the spirits of Shono City Cemetery and, when trapped in the Maneki Neko doll, gains a luck-bestowing ability, though she has little control over it. This luck has saved Momo and her friends from dangerous situations, but can also backfire, sometimes benefiting enemies instead. Despite her dark nature, Turbo Granny's powers and character play a vital role in the ongoing battles within the series. 2. Earthbound Spirit Crab. The Earthbound Spirit Crab is an earthbound spirit from Dandadan, previously bound to a tunnel in Shono City. It took the form of a massive freshwater crab with disturbing features. After being comforted by the Turbo Granny, the Earthbound Spirit Crab developed a strong protective bond with her. Its origin stems from the tragic murders of several girls within the Shono City tunnel. Turbo Granny entered the tunnel to console the spirit, which was made up of the vengeful souls of the murdered girls, and eventually fused with it. In the series, the Earthbound Spirit Crab becomes a threat when it attempts to free Turbo Granny after she is captured by Momo and Okaran. During the chase, it is lured into a trap at a bathhouse, where it is boiled in hot water to slow it down. However, with Turbo Granny's help, it regains control by using nearby cemetery spirits to possess citizens and corners Momo and Okaran. The two yokai fuse in a final effort to defeat them, but Momo's use of psychokinesis and a trap set by Seiko leads to the Earthbound Spirit Crab's eventual exorcism. The Earthbound Spirit Crab likely draws inspiration from the Haikagani, a crab species with face-like markings, which is believed to represent the reincarnated spirits of warriors from the Battle of Dan no Euro. 3. Acrobatic Silky. Acrobatic Silky is a yokai in Dandadan who stalked Ira Shiratori from childhood and served as the main antagonist during the Acrobatic Silky arc. Acrobatic Silky's tragic past drives her obsession with Ira. She lost her child after being beaten by debt collectors and later committed suicide. In death, she forgot her past but mistook Ira for her daughter, stalking her for 10 years and longing to be called Mother. Acrobatic Silky possesses extraordinary agility, strength, and durability, using her acrobatic skills and hair to bind and attack enemies. However, her powers falter when her hair catches fire, leaving her vulnerable. Her obsession with Ira and her tragic past add emotional depth to her character. During her encounter with Momo and Okaran, Acrobatic Silky attempts to capture Ira, swallowing Okaran and Momo. After a fierce battle, Momo sets Acrobatic Silky's hair on fire, forcing her to vomit the children. Acrobatic Silky's hair becomes tangled, limiting her movement, and Okaran defeats her with a powerful charge. Upon realizing Ira had died, Acrobatic Silky asks Momo to transfer her aura to revive Ira. She rips out her own jaw to prove she won't harm anyone and successfully revives Ira before crumbling away. As she fades, Acrobatic Silky recalls memories of her own daughter, feeling regret for not protecting her better. Ira embraces her, allowing her to pass away peacefully. 4. The Evil Eye. The Evil Eye is a powerful yokai who was bound to the Tsuchinoko sacrificial house for years. After possessing Gigi, he sets out to kill all humans, but upon becoming friends with Okarun, he agrees to limit his violence to Okarun in exchange for battles. Initially an antagonist in the Cursed House and Evil Eye arcs of Dandadan, the Evil Eye later transitions into a key supporting character. Physically, the Evil Eye is tall and lanky with a menacing grin and a distinctive bowl haircut. When Gigi is possessed, his appearance alters dramatically. Gigi's hair turns white, a third eye appears on his forehead, and dark markings frame his face. This possession also impacts Gigi's wardrobe, leaving him in just his underwear, though this later changes after a humorous exchange with Okarun. Before his transformation, the Evil Eye was a malnourished child sacrificed by the Kito family, and his vengeful form reflects the rage born from that experience. In life, the Evil Eye was an innocent, empathetic child, longing to play with the other kids he saw from his prison window. After failing to save another child from a similar sacrifice, his personality shifted to a darker, vengeful state. Now, as a yokai, the Evil Eye is murderous and sadistic, though Okarun later reveals that his violent behavior stems from a childlike desire to play, twisted by trauma. His skewed perception of play involves killing humans, rooted in his tragic past. The Evil Eye possesses immense physical power and yokai abilities, including the ability to force humans into suicide with his gaze. He can also create constructs from the grudges of those sacrificed before him, using these to build defensive barriers or offensive weapons like the Grudge Ball, a relentless homing attack. 5. The Fairy Tale Card. The Fairy Tale Card is a powerful yokai sealed within Danmanra and serves as the primary antagonist in the Danmanra arc. His form is composed of black tendrils with 4 cards representing facial features: a face, ear, mouth, and eye. He can speak through the face card, and after his defeat by Okarun and others, he is reduced to a small creature with a beard and thin legs. As the creator of Danmanra's inner world, the Fairy Tale Card sees the realm as a paradise designed for humans, though his understanding of human needs is flawed. He believes that humans can live solely on sweets, and despite his seemingly generous nature, he manipulates players trapped in his realm to serve his own interests. He views players as pawns and shows no sympathy for their suffering, allowing them to remain trapped until they become useless to him. At an unknown point in time, the Fairy Tale Card was sealed in Danmanra and, unable to free himself, began using humans to do his bidding. He transformed the cursed trunk into a portal to his world, trapping those who came into contact with it. He manipulates his captives, offering false hope of freedom, while secretly using them to advance his own escape plans. The Fairy Tale Card's abilities are formidable, allowing him to control minds, erase human senses, and possess bodies. He uses his cards to inflict mental trauma on his victims, forcing them to confront their deepest fears. His mind control, however, is dependent on eye contact and can be broken if the controlling card is destroyed. Additionally, the Fairy Tale Card can regenerate his cards, create pocket dimensions, and manipulate the environment within those realms to his advantage. 6. Mai Kawabanga. Mai Kawabanga is the childhood friend of Rin Sawaki, who tragically died in a car accident. Following her death, Mai's spirit transformed into an Onbasuman-type yokai, bound to Rin until it was eventually cleansed by the family and converted into a guardian spirit. Despite her new form, Mai continues to stay by Rin's side, pushing her to achieve her dream of becoming an idol. When she was alive, Mai was a cheerful little girl with short hair, bangs covering part of her forehead, and a ribbon on her head. She wore a long-sleeved shirt, sweater, skirt, and black knee socks. After becoming an Onbasuman, her appearance changed drastically, turning into a large creature with a turtle-like body, a bulbous head, and a hairy tail. After her spirit was purified, Mai took the form of her teenage self, dressed in the same clothes she wore when she was alive. Currently, she has the appearance of a small, turtle-headed creature with stubby limbs and a tiny dress. Mai's personality was warm and ambitious while she was alive. She dreamt of becoming an idol and practiced diligently with Rin and their friends. However, her friendship with Rin temporarily soured when Rin questioned the value of becoming an idol, leading Mai to feel betrayed. Upon understanding Rin's hardships with caring for her grandmother, Mai wanted to make amends. As a guardian spirit, Mai has become more blunt and stubborn, often pushing Rin to pursue the idol path despite Rin's desire to become a novelist. She doesn't take no for an answer, and even insists that Rin's life would have no meaning without becoming an idol. Mai's Onbasuman yokai form was likely inspired by the Yobarion, a Japanese spirit that grows heavier while riding on someone's back, but rewards those who manage to carry it to their destination. 7. Reiko Kashima. Reiko Kashima, also known as the Slit-Mouthed Woman, is a powerful yokai introduced in Dandadan during the Space Globalists arc. Originally holding a grudge against Momo for defeating her, Reiko Kashima later shifts her perspective after observing Momo's relationship with Okarun and decides to pursue love herself. She is portrayed as a tall, muscular yokai with sharp teeth and heavy makeup, which accentuates her intimidating presence. Her appearance becomes more human-like when she chooses to wear less makeup, revealing her naturally beautiful features. Reiko is deeply vain and narcissistic, constantly admiring her own reflection while despising those who insult her appearance or obstruct her view. This fixation extends to her powers, as she uses a magical mirror to trap anyone she deems inferior or unsightly, imprisoning them within an alternate dimension inside the mirror. She can also attack remotely by projecting parts of her body through nearby mirrors or glass shards, giving her significant range and versatility in combat. Her backstory remains largely mysterious, but it is known that she died during an air raid bombing, which left her crippled and full of resentment. This hatred manifests in her destructive behavior, particularly toward aerial bombardments, which trigger her violent outbursts. Despite her cruel nature, Reiko eventually softens, turning her attention to finding love after her fixation on Momo diminishes. Her character is a blend of various Japanese urban legends, combining traits from figures like Kuchisake Onna and Teke Teke, while also drawing inspiration from the Western legend of Bloody Mary. 8. Futa Zuma. Futa Zuma was the younger brother of Unji Zuma and tragically became a yokai after his untimely death. Known as Umbrella Boy, Futa shares his yokai powers with his older brother, Unji. As a human, Futa was a cheerful child who adored the rain boots and umbrella gifted to him by his mother. These simple possessions became his constant companions, reflecting his deep appreciation for the few things he had as he and his brother grew up in poverty. In his yokai form, Umbrella Boy takes on a distinct and eerie appearance. He resembles a cyclops with a single large eye, exposed teeth, and a shadowy head connected to an oversized leg wearing a getter sandal. His body is obscured by a tattered, oversized umbrella through which he peeks. This form pays homage to the traditional Japanese yokai, Kasa Obake, a spirit that inhabits an old umbrella. Umbrella Boy's backstory is one of tragedy. While returning home on a rainy day, Futa lost his grip on his cherished umbrella and ran after it, ultimately falling into a river where he drowned. After his death, his spirit transformed into Umbrella Boy. Years later, at the same river where he perished, Futa's spirit encountered Onji as his brother rushed to save two drowning people. In that moment, Umbrella Boy chose to lend his power to Onji, helping to prevent another tragedy. Despite his gentle nature, Umbrella Boy can become an unstoppable force when he is forced to fight, showing a deep connection between his loving spirit and his yokai form's potential for power.